Good morning, student. Now we have explained some method of separation to remove insoluble impurities like soil from the water. Collect some muddy water from the pond, river. If it is not available, mix some soil to water in a glass. Let it stand for half an hour. Observe the water carefully and note your observation. Now, slightly tilt the glass without disturb the water. Let the water from the top flow onto other glass. What will you call this process? This process in the second glass is still muddy or brown in color. Now filter. It did the tea stainer works. Let us try filtering the water through a piece of cloth. In a piece of cloth, a small holes or pores remain in between the oven tray. These pores in a cloth can be used as filter. If the water is still muddy, impurities can be separated by filter that has even smaller pores. A filter paper is one such filter that has very fine pore in it. The step involves the using a filter paper folded in a form of cone is fixed onto a funnel. The mixture is then poured on the filter paper. Solid particle in the mixture do not pass through it and remain on the filter. Fruits and vegetable juice are usually filtered before drinking to separate the seed and solid particle of pollen. The method of filtration is also used in the process of preparing kettles, cheese in our homes. You might have been, you might have seen that for making paneer, a few drop of lemon juice and add to milk as it boils. This gives mixtures of particle, solid, paneer, and liquid. Paneer is separated by the filtered mixture through a fine cloth और स्टेम्स। इस मेथड को हम डेली लाइफ में यूज करते हैं, जिसे हम एज एग्जाम्पल अपने होम एक्टिविटी में इसे देखते हैं और इसे बार बार यूज करते हैं। नेक्स्ट मेथड की बात करेंगे इवेपोरेशन। By activity we have understand. Add a 2 spoons of salt to water in another beaker and stir it well. Do you see any change in color of water? Can you see any salt in beaker after stirring. Heat the beaker containing the salt water. Let the water boil away what is left the beakers. In this activity, we use the process of evaporation to separate a mixture of water and salt. The process of conversion of water into a vapors is called evaporation. Look at the definition. The process of conversion of water into a vapors is called evaporation. The process of evaporation takes place continuously, whatever water is present. Where do you think salt come from? Sea, water containing many salt mix in it. One of these salt is the common salt. When seawater is allowed to stand and so its water gets heated by sun and slowly turn into a water vapors through evaporation. In a few days, the water evaporates continuously, leaving behind the solid salt. Common salt is then obtained from this mixture of salt by further purification. Now, use of more than method of separation. We have studied some method for separation of substance from their mixture. Often, one method is not sufficient to separate the different substances present in mixtures. In such a situation, we need to use more than one these methods. जैसा कि आप जानते हैं कि जितने हमने सेपरेशन के मेथड की बात किया वो सारे सेपरेशन के मेथड वन सब्सटेंस के लिए वन इम्प्योरिटीज के लिए तो बेटर है बट नेक्स्ट के लिए वो सफिशिएंट नहीं है. Now activity, take a mixture of sand and salt. How will you separate these? We already saw that hand picking would not be particle method for separating these. Keep the mixture in a beaker and add some water to it. Leave the beakers aside for some time. Do you see the stand settling down at the bottom? The stand can be separated by decantation or filtration. What does the decantation liquid contain? Do you think this water contains the salt which was there is a mixture at the beginning? Now we need to separate the salt, water, the decanted liquid. Transfer this liquid to the kettle and close it. Heat the kettle for some time. Do you notice stem containing out from the spout of the kettle? Take a metal place with some ice on it. Hold the plate just above the spout of kettle. What do you observe? Let all water in the kettle boil off. When the stem comes in contact with the metal plate cooled with ice, it condenses and from liquid water. The water drops that you observe falling from the plate were due to condenses of stem. The process of conversion of water vapors into a liquid form is called condensation. Did you ever seen water drops condenses under a plate that has been used to cover vessels containing milk that had just been boiled after all water has evaporated? What is left behind in kettle? We have separated salt, sand, and water using process of decantation, filtration, evaporation, and condensation. Paheli faced the problem why recovering salt mix with sand. She has mixed a packet of salt in a small. और यहाँ पर पहली प्रॉब्लम आती है और पहली अपनी प्रॉब्लम का सॉर्ट आउट करती है इस एक्टिविटी के थ्रू. Amount of sand. She then tried the method of suggested by activity 7 to recover salt. She found, however, that she could recover only a small part of salt that she had taken. What could have gone wrong? Can we water dissolve any amount of this substance? क्या आप जानते हैं कि वाटर में किसी भी अमाउंट में सब्सटेंस डिसॉल्व हो जाता है? In chapter 4th, we found that many substances dissolve in water, and from the solution, we say that these substances are soluble in water. What will happen if we go on adding more and more of this substance to mix quantity of water? क्या होगा जब हम किसी लिक्विड्स में मोर देन मोर अमाउंट में अदर सब्सटेंस को मिक्स करते जाओ? You will need a beaker or a small pan, a spoon, salt and water, pour half a cup of water in the beaker. Add 1 teaspoon of salt and stir it well until the salt dissolves completely. Again add teaspoon of salt, stir well. Go add on salt 1 teaspoon at a time and stir. After adding a few spoons of salt, do you find that some salt remain undissolved and settle water of the beaker? If yes, this means that no more salt can be dissolved in the amount of water we have taken. The solution is now said to be saturated. Yes, EJ hints as to what might have gone wrong when Paheli tried to recover large quantity of salt mixed with sand. Perhaps the quantity of salt was much more than the required to form a saturated solution. To understand salt would have remained mixed with the sand and could not be recovered. She could solve her problem by using a large quantity of water. Suppose she did not have sufficient quantity of water to dissolve at all salt in the mixtures. Is there some way that water could be made to dissolve more salt before the solution gets saturated? Now you have understand this equity more than more amount of dissolving substance at a fixed time and fixed condition, dissolve it after that saturated. That means this type of substance is not dissolved in water, so we have called this is a saturated solution. Now activity 6, activity 9 की बात करेंगे हम. Let us try and help पहेली out. पहेली के प्रॉब्लम का सॉल्यूशन करने के लिए एक्टिविटी 9 की बात करते हैं. Take some water in a beaker and mix salt in until cannot dissolve any more salt. आपने देखा पहेली की प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्यूशन के लिए इसमें मोर देन अमाउंट में साल्ट को डिजॉल्व किया गया और एक लिमिट टाइम तक वह डिजॉल्व होता रहा. आफ्टर दैट वह डिजॉल्व होना क्लोज हो गया और जब वह क्लोज हो गया इससे हमने सैचुरेटेड सॉल्यूशन काम किया. Does water dissolve equal amount of different soluble substance? Let us find out. इसे हम फाइंड कर सकते हैं. इसके अलावा साल्ट के प्लेस पर आप शुगर का भी यूज कर सकते हैं. यह एक्टिविटी आपको रिपीटेड फील होगी. एक बाई एक्टिविटी 10 की बात करेंगे. टेक 2 ग्लास and pour half a cup of water, each them add teaspoon of salt and 1 glass and stir till and dissolve it. Go on adding salt 1 teaspoon at a time. Now solution saturated. Record the number of teaspoon and salt dissolved in water. Now repeated the same activity with sugar. Repeat this with some other substance or soluble in water. इस एक्टिविटी को आप सॉल्ट, शुगर और अदर सब्सटेंस के थ्रू बार बार रिपीट कर सकते हैं. इसमें यह ऑब्जर्व करेंगे कि जितने टीस्पून आप मटेरियल यूज कर रहे हैं उसकी सॉल्युबिलिटी किस रेशियो में है. वाटर में डिजॉल्व हो रहा है या एज यूजुअल बॉटम में सेटल डाउन. What do you notice from table 5.2? जैसा कि आपकी बुक में 5.2 टेबल दिया गया है, इससे आप ऑब्जर्व करते हैं. Do you find water dissolve different substance and different substance different amount में dissolve होता है. We have discussed a few methods of separating substance. Some of method of separating presented in this chapter are also used in science laboratory. इसमें जो भी आपके चैप्टर में डिस्कस किया गया है इसमें मैक्सिमम मेथड आपके साइंस लैब में यूज किया जाता है. We also learned that solution is prepared by dissolving substance in a liquid. The solution is said to be saturated if it cannot dissolve more of substance in it. उस सॉल्यूशन को सैचुरेटेड सॉल्यूशन कहते हैं जिसमें और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा अमाउंट में सब्सटेंस डिजॉल्व ना हो सके। थैंक यू, हैव अ नाइस डे ऑल ऑफ यू, गुड बाय एंड हैव अ नाइस डे। स्वस्थ रहें, सुखी रहें और आप इस चैप्टर को बी केयरफुली लिसन करें, को अंडरस्टैंड करें एंड लाइक एंड share it. Thank you.